this video because I'm getting off schedule, but as I was saying, Mr. Stein got this multi-million-dollar contract because he put infrastructure in place. Rule number 1. He thought big. Rule number 2. He kept people out of his business. Rule number 3. So because I'm tight with Stein, that's my dude, we had a conversation. I basically got a free consultation because of my phenomenal personality. So I'm going to share with you guys what he shared with me. All right, so the first thing is you got to make sure, and this is why I study other industries, you got to study other service industries and apply them to appliance repair. Number 1, whatever you don't like to do, you need to hire somebody to do it. He hates doing payroll, so he hired someone to help with payroll. Game. Now, what he did with this young lady is he went through the ADP course, the training course, because ADP is not cheap. But ADP got you covered, taxes, withdrawals, all that good stuff. And some people think I'm too small to think that. Let me tell you something. I'm sure that there's a small business portion that's just like a big company like ADP that can handle your stuff. But you want to make sure things are in order, because when you put this appliance repair game out here, the opportunity is going to come, but the key is, are you going to miss the opportunities to be ready for them? So what he did was, and the young lady he working with, she was referred by his dispatcher, so he worked with her, pays her X amount of dollars, he's always watching the bottom line. She does the job. He makes sure he makes people clock it in and stuff like that. He makes sure that wherever the staff can get him on his money, he's watching that. And that's another thing y'all don't understand. A lot of times you got to make sure that you inspect what you expect. So that's one thing. Some other things he has other people do for him, but at the main time that frees him up to manage the business and to have that relationship with Amazon. So next time I see this dude, he probably gonna have a fleet of like 1,000, like for real. And that's what I mean about you cannot be the smartest person in the room, and you damn sure can't be the smartest person in your group. And this is why you see I pull away from certain situations, because at the end of the day, I'm not growing. And if I'm not growing, I definitely can't come back and deposit anything in anybody else. So I can't get stagnant. I can't afford to, because I have too much to do. And in my personal opinion, too little time to do it. I've felt that way my whole life. So when I do these videos, I'm trying to give you guys game, because at the end of the day, you have to act. So, prime example. So he has someone that handles his phone. He has truck drivers. He interviews all the truck drivers. Because he interviews those drivers, he knows exactly who's going to be handling his materials and things of that nature. Now, he has lead truck drivers that kind of manage other drivers under them. But at the end of the day, he had to take his hands off some stuff. And he told me he's like the worst micromanager in the world. He's paranoid like hell. But the point was, in order for the business to grow, this dude is just doing so much game. He's got partnerships with businesses where he cutting them in on so much of the dough. You like, how's he eating? But at the end of the day, he has the vision. He is actually building a company that's going to scale, and he's partnering with the dominators. And see, that's what y'all don't understand. There's a need. You always hear in any book that you read, if there's a service needed and you provide that service, the more people you serve, the more cheese you make. This is a fact. The key is, do you know what to do with the cheese? You see these people with these multi-million-dollar contracts, y'all like, dang, he got all that money. No. The business got all that money. He might get a little cut off the top and, invest and do all that stuff in the proper way. But at the end of the day, what you got to understand, you can't do this by yourself. Even if you just want to stay small and be a one-man operation, you still need to hire a CSR. And you need to train that person to take those calls so you don't have to answer them, because it's taken away from your ability to perfect your craft and to provide service and to price everything out properly. Like, there's a price for everything you do, and that's what I'm trying to get people to understand. The game is good. You come out here and do this, but eventually, y'all don't see the way this is going. You got the warranty companies trying to get everybody down to $70 an hour, if not lower. And then you got these clowns coming in who don't know nothing, and they just taking the lowest rate. They just happy to get us some cheddar. But hey, that's okay. At the end of the day, we all gonna win. All these appliances are eventually gonna be disposable. So the people who are gonna be making the money is going to be the people who are doing volume, number one, who are managing the staff accordingly, number two, and they are investing in the proper areas. And they are on the cutting edge, like they are ready. When somebody comes knocking at the door, they're going to have they got to be prepared, because what's going to happen is, say you sit down in a meeting with a major company, how you going to service this company? I can't lock in deals with companies that, I'm telling you, they freak out about the area I cover. I'm able to cover that area because I was smart enough to develop relationships with subcontractors that do quality work. And I constantly keep those guys fed, even if I don't eat. I mean, this is real life, because in order to grow the business, this is the price you have to pay. It's plenty of time. I'm not out here flossing. Trust me, I don't even live like that. I was just talking to one of my closest friends yesterday, and she's like, I make it clear in my relationships, I don't want this, that, and that was a deal breaker and all this stuff. And I'm listening to her like, I don't even have a relationship. My relationship is my business. Now, that was a choice, because the early part of my life, I did all that. I had the relationships, the family, all that good stuff. I done did the American dream. I'm good. Now what I need to do is get the other one, the one I had to put on hold. When you realize that you got God-given talents, you are obligated to use them. So like I said, get your infrastructure in place. Everything you do on a daily basis, find a way to document it. You don't have to write it down, but you got Voxer that has an option where you can put notes in. I use Evernote. You can do verbal notes. Start documenting. And everything, even if you sending it to your CSR that way, there is a record of how you want things done. Because the problem is, the reason y'all don't hire people is because y'all don't know how to manage people. You're so worried about something happening. Once people show you who they are, just believe them and move on. And either you're going to manage with safeguards in place so that you can protect your investment, your business, and your money. Like I was talking to one of my dudes the other day, and he was like, yo, Shell, I just don't want nobody having all access to my information. Like, people are paranoid like hell. Well, at the end of the day, I'm sorry. This is why you got contracts. This is why it is. You got to get out here and play this game the right way, because even if you come out here by yourself and you do 2 jobs a day and you bill them out every day and you make $500 a day, you still making money. But at the end of the day, that burns you out too. And that's why I need people to understand, like, don't get out here and think it's going to be roses. There's so many people I see that come out here, they dip and dab and supplement, and they really just muddying the waters, and they making themselves miserable and messing up the company name. I mean, I'm the face of my company. I ain't got no choice. I created that, but I'm getting ready to uncreate it, because in 2022, I can't be out here. This is a fact. That's not the plan. But I've been out here enough now that I know exactly what to focus on, how to price it, where to put the people in place, who to hire, how to train, all that. But I had to make this initial investment. And, there's a lot of things that I had to lose out on just to do this. So at the end of the day, you got to decide what cost you're willing to play, people. I'm here to tell you. But like I said, get your infrastructure in place. Make sure you got your SEO and marketing down. Because, see, part of the problem is that once we start getting the flow, we stop. And we be like, okay, good, I'm running. It's not going to stay that way. Business is forever changing, and you got to change with it. That's why I made a video about multiple streams of income. Because if you watch that video, I'm telling you about things that people don't talk about. Now, I ain't sitting here, I made a comment about it, somebody don't do it, but I guarantee you there's a certain group of people doing it. They just ain't sharing. There's a desperate need for appliance technicians out here. And if you can get in good, get in, line your pockets, and make sure you invest in that. Shout out the washer, well, I think it's Washer and Dry Money or whatever his name is, Gabe. That's a young guy. I love the way he taking that money and putting it in real estate and other options. I like the video about the mobile home that he just finished. I love the fact that Sneed, anybody that's really in business that's giving you guys game, they show you where the money's coming from, but they don't just have that one thing, they have multiple things. But you better believe they got that other system so down that it's like a bank. They don't have to go to a bank, because their bank is their business. They can take the money out of that business. It's so, the way business works, you can take the money. Prime example, You take my company. My company can give, say I want to open another company. I can give myself, my other company a loan and a promissory note and you know, and then I can write all that stuff out. But this is what I'm talking about, man. It's like there's a price you have to pay for success. And I beat myself up every day because I'm trying to get more efficient and pull myself out of this, because at the end of the day, it's other things I have to do in order to grow the business. I'm at the point now where the staff has to be dead on, and I'm not playing no I'm not playing no games, because at the end of the day, your biggest expense is going to be loss and damn employees and taxes, period. Everything else is good, but them damn employees and them taxes, you better be on it. That's all I'm going to tell you. But that's going to be our tidbit for the day. This was part 2 of what I originally started. You guys have a good day. I got to run in here and get this phone for my CSR and get my stuff handled, because Mother Nature is not playing with Florida today. Be blessed. Stay safe. And if anything I've said has helped you in any way, please like, share, and subscribe. Holla.